Yes. A wonderful good afternoon to you, all my conscious Edo people, wherever you are watching me this very moment. I want you to tune in, share, invite, and like this broadcast. Obviously, we are currently discussing issues affecting the developmental atmosphere of Edo State, particularly the capital city, Benin, where some of us hail from, our alma mater per origin and per way of life. The truth be said, Edo State was the first city being built across the Negro area, call it the Niger area, the Benin Empire, the Midwestern region, the Bender State, and today Edo State. We once had the first city in Africa, the first city in this part of West Africa, in Benin City, in the mid 16th, 17th, and 18th century. So what has happened today is that the narrative is no longer what it used to be. In today's dispensation of Nigerian politics, we have what we call the ancient city. But the ancient city does not mean that the artifact that lives in it would not allow for modern day development to come into it as a way of life. Particularly, we all know in any part of the place in this world where you find yourself, the only way where you can develop that area is when you directly have an impact in terms of interactions with the space called land in that given area. Today, what most of our sons who have traveled far and wide, and those of whom are even back home here trying to do minimal jobs despite the high level of unemployment, to earn a living and to upgrade the living standard of themselves and their family in terms of social infrastructure like housing, housing particularly, and other infrastructure that has to do with housing. Call it education, call it hotels, call it industry, anything that has to do with development of this amiable land God has given to us. Today there are issues that affect us, one of which are these people with an acronym and that talks about development in our society, but that acronym gives them money in their pockets. That acronym further give them the room to enrich themselves and continuously impoverish the poor. And that aspect of our way of life is what is currently affecting those people that are today seen as investors, that are today seen as developers, that are today seen as our people that mean well for us as a state, that are currently passing through various kinds of intimidation, oppression, as the case may be. Today, when you talk about lands in Edo State, particularly in Benin City, you cannot stop talking about CDA, despite the fact that the government has come up with a PPP law that has to do with private property protection, rights, as the case may be. But the PPP committee as a whole is not being seen as a resolution, not a prosecuting or rather a disciplinary agency of government. The PPP today, as today in Edo State, no longer meet up with the expectation of what Edo people want. So basically what we are now falling into now is to put these problems before the glare of Edo people, particularly before those people that know that they ought to prefer solutions to our issue. And having a shift from that angle of PPP, secondly, we'll be looking at the roles of traditional institutions that has to do with the monarch and its subjects, ranging from the various representatives at community level, at will I call it a traditional level also, that has to do with the association of Eniges and Ohes, as the case may be, in various community. Now, a shift from that has to also talk about the role of the police and the judiciary, as the case may be. And lastly, the role of the community to ensure that this thing is totally nipped on the bud. This very afternoon, I have now introduced those great 4 areas where we would be looking into as we proceed with the issue of CDA and its ripple effect on our people. The truth be said, development is what any society will continue to experience till the day God comes, and till the day maybe life itself and society itself will come to an end, and only God can attest when that time will be. But in as much as that time is not foreseen, and in as much as that time we have not met the reality of achieving that time, we must ensure that we protect our people's rights. Even the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria says that you have a right to own property, and despite the fact that you have a right to own property, we as a people, as a communal people, and as a tribe in this sovereign state called Nigeria also have a role from community level to documentation level to ownership level and to actual development. We also have a right to ensure that we all play a role, and in playing all of this role, if we don't always put the businesses of issues affecting us, the ills affecting this progress that we ought to experience in the state, we will not help ourselves as a people. That is the reason why some of us haven't seen the ripple effect, haven't seen the extent of damage. So painful that few days ago, young men in Benin City indulged themselves over fight and tussle for John Wayship and rights to sell land, killed a young man at the front of his hotel, somewhere in the Ugbowo, Siloko, Ugbowo, Oluku axis of Benin City. So painful. Before going on, I think, despite the fact that we are still mourning this young man, which is the subject of our discussion as we continue with this program. Hold on a minute, please. Let me quickly show you this. Yes, these are the gory pictures of what happened in Benin City. If you take a closer look of this picture, you will see that the young man was murdered at the front of his hotel. If you take a closer look at it, which I'm going to be analyzing this video on a projector, this man was slowly killed. He was killed, cut at the every inches where you had his arteries on his body, and you see on his feet, on his back knee, and up to his head. Up to his head, there are several pictures up to his head. All these are because people want to continuously own rights to land. Some of these people, even after they collect these monies, even after they sell all of these properties, all of these natural given resources, and accrue the proceeds to themselves, they still do not have any meaningful impact to those society, to those community as a give back. So my people, if we decide to leave this alone on the hands of government, haven't highlighted these 5 gray areas that we would be looking into in due course. You all know discussions like this do not end in a day. We have to take time and see how development has an effect on our society. Behind me this very afternoon, we have one of our brother who has just thought it wise to also invest in the tourist attraction of Edo State, being a comedian, being a vibrant youth, being somebody that wants to have an impact in the society. Today he has come up with his own, when I mean his own, youngest landlord, hotels and suites situated somewhere along Benin Saple Road. The truth about it is that these are the kind of development we want. We don't want youths killing themselves. We don't want cultism in this part of Nigeria anymore. What we want is that people should ensure that they continue to achieve investments like this, success. Situated right behind me. The truth be said, if you take a glance, I'm a little bit far from where the venue is, but if you take a closer glance, you'll see that ribbons are everywhere, and we've been hearing, lots of music. And the truth be said, we would be joining that party for the opening ceremony to show you in bits what this young man has got to do for investment. This man is creating jobs at this very moment. He's also adding to the economic value and IGRO value of Edo State, owing to the fact that his business will also pay tax to government, And also, his business will also create employment and also create a source of livelihood for him himself. So things like this are the very reasons why some of us ensure that we support the eradication of CDA in our state, because we would have had very many of these if not for the fact today in Edo State, if not for the fact that CDA related activities enjoy chasing away this kind of investors that will come in to spend money, on creating infrastructure in the state. And today, the youngest landlord in Edo State, as you all know him, a comedian, is also opening one of his resorts. That will be a reason for us to end today's broadcast. But why I want you all to ensure that we all join this trend is solely because these issues affect you, affect me, affect my sister, affect your brother, my auntie, your uncle, and our friends around the state and those intending to come into the state. We must also know that the state is safe, owing to the fact that today government itself is also doing everything to see how they can also create security. But because these people know that there are lacunas in the sense that we lack database and we lack gazetting formulation of what a community is in Edo State as of today, that is why most of these people take undue advantage to ensure that they oppress, to impress, and to pursue and chase away investors in the state. But because Edo State is for all of us, evil can no longer continue to strive, particularly when we have the media, when we have media, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, all out there to ensure that we project our society to a better light. So if you know you are a victim, we have gotten cases ranging from issue of boundary disputes, from issue of double sales of land, for issue of illegal encroachment, for issue of land grabbing. We have gotten series of challenges numbering over 30 as of today as I speak. And if you know you are out there, you have these challenges, and you have proofs to your claim, we believe if you come forward and we're able to take these demands to the government and our traditional and judicial institutions in the state, being government also, we would also achieve reasonable achievements that would turn this backwardness of CDA to a better light for all Edo in all our sundry. Whether you are in Europe, you can sit down in the comfort of your bedroom and own a property in Edo State. If you are in Edo State, you can also wake up from your place of hard work and also earn a property, just like what my brother today, youngest landlord, is doing. For me, my conscious Edo people, I will not leave this broadcast and join the occasion for today if I do not advise those people that are still winch hunting me, those people that think there is no life after elections, those people that think Edo State cannot be a better place for us, or being a fact that I am not the supporter of this government does not mean that I cannot also impact in the government. The truth be said, government and democracy is for all. It's for everybody, whether you are an opposition or you are not an opposition. So instead of allowing miscreants, instead of allowing lawlessness, instead of allowing those things that would not support a better development for Edo people, some of us would rather occupy our time with doing those things that we feel can be our common contribution to the development of this state. Once again, if you are a hater of my work, remember, youngest landlord just opened will I call it a 2-star hotel as a young man, and only God knows what this will turn out to be a fortune for Edo people in the next 10 years. Remember, Edo is first. Remember, you and I can also help to continue making Edo remain first. We are the heartbeat of Nigeria. Enjoy me and enjoy the rest of today's occasion with our brother, our friend, no other person than youngest landlord, who is busy out there, waiting to join me or waiting for me to join him in his groove, because he said he didn't call me for live video. He called me that he was going to do a party today. So if I want to celebrate with him in my own house, please feel free as we join the rest of today's groove to see what youngest landlord, our brother, has in stock for us. Do not forget, CDA must be eradicated from Edo State. Thank you. And let's join youngest landlord. Before you go into a public place, you have to get yourself ready these days. You have to make sure you have your nose mask, face mask and mouth mask. Some people call it face mask. Me, I call it nose and mouth mask, because it's not covering my eye. It's not also covering my head. So it cannot be my face mask. It can only be my nose and my math marks. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you're with us, we are going to be joining the rest of today's groove. It's not easy. We have to stay safe from COVID. And if you also
are you with me? Hello. Yes, so you heard it from my boss, and he's spoken it all. It's going down tonight behind Zazie filling station, right here in Edo State, Benin City. On the main photo in Watago, so it's going down tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Sengaman gets to the building live and direct 1 4 day or so. Yes.
All right.
Respect. Link up.
Thank you, Sege. He has been behind with me, the camera scene. So let's go and see. So we're going to join our own youngest landlord in the scheme of things for today. So let's see what we have here. You can see the young man. One of the things that treats me about this place is that first of all there's street lights. Then even if it's not all the way, you still have some along the road. Then you can see this is the entrance. He's getting it open today. So you can also see security is guaranteed here. So you can see it. And this is you can see the backdrop here for today's event. Thank you. I've removed the Destiny Omori. I've removed it. So you can see the backdrop for today's event is the youngest landlord hotel and apartments. So you can see the youngest landlord hotels and apartments. So that's the backdrop for today's event. And this is what we want more of in Edo State. So that's it. You have security checking those who are coming in and going out. Ogana, well done. Oh. I greet you, bros. Well done, bro. Chief, Helens, well done, bro. So you can see, so what you have here, you can even see a push bar up there. You can see this is where the party and the occasion will be all out for today. You can see it for yourself. So, my God. So you can see that's at the reception. So you see what we're talking about. We need more of this. So I think this is one of the rooms. You can see work is still in progress, but the young man said, no, I need a push from here. I need to open this. So you can see right here is another very massive room. You can see. So you can see what what's here. So you can also see what's here. You can see it. So the young man is really ready to hit the ground running. This is on one side. On one side of the lodge. Apa, where youngest? Okay. So you can even see what's you can even see what's on this. But before we keep showing you, let's show you the man. Let's show you the man behind the scene. Youngest, everywhere good. But you can see youngest It's not too ready, so you can see him right here.
Hello.
Now they open here. Now go. So let's keep going. Bros, so you can see what's here. You can see this is right at another apartment. You know, when you come into town, you can see what very lovely, very, very lovely. Very, very lovely. You can see this apartment. You can see what's here. You know, then you come out right from your apartment. You can see another room, very massive. You can see the finishing in the bathroom, all well showered. You can see the roofs looking very free, air conditioned. You can see very lovely wardrobes also. You can see you can see what's here. This is actually a kitchen for you in the apartment. So when you're in the apartment, if you're a guest in town, you want to come to an apartment where you are, you know, you can have visitors. This is very relaxed. Your kitchen utensils will be over here shortly. I'm sure youngest landlord, if I was here like a week ago, but what I'm seeing here is obviously very massive. You can see the dining. You can see the dining. You can see everywhere is still. So you can see. So you can see. So you can see what we have here also. So young boys are really doing well. Yeah, you can see what we have here. End suite. This is like the third apartment we're getting into. So this is another room, very massive. Wow. But if you've noticed, and the walls looking very creamy. I love this. I love this. You can see the window blinds. The rooms are really getting ready. I know youngest is going to be giving us something from the wall drift. And you can see it looking very soft, nice furnitures. So you can see what's going on. And the environment also looking very, very, very soft. You can see looking very, very soft. So you can see what we have here. The work is still ongoing, but you can see everywhere is well secured. You have security fence looking very cool. So let me take you to the group for another 20 minutes. Let me take you to the group for another 20 minutes. My friend, Egogo must be here.
Let all join youngest landlord and celebrate what God has given to him. Because now who they grew, and God they bless.
So you can see beautiful people
Let join youngest landlord, the man who has the fear of God and the man of the people. The choice of Edo State and the man who have produced many lots in Edo land.
So you can see
all of you to join youngest landlord and celebrate what the Lord has given to him today. It is a marvelous in our eyes. By the grace of God, we shall be receiving dignities in Edo State and outside Edo State.
Followed you up and down, followed you up and down, followed you up and down. Now I don't lost my mind, now I don't lost my mind.
Ew, those are men. Those are men. Those are men. I greet you. Great work. Nice. Greet you. So you can see what's here. London man is my guy, youngest landlord. My guy. He's not doing bad. So you see here. Okay, this place is still being fixed, you know. Brother, have fun now. I greet you. Nice one. So you can see everywhere here is like the only small thing God will just give my guy now. Oh yeah, it don't become small lounge for town. Maybe say men will come to relax. You understand? So you have a bush bar, a top bush bar. You can see it. I'm inside here right now. Very cool for relaxation. You know, you have good security check place. You can see it out there. So you can see everywhere is cool for relaxation. So yes, my conscious Edo people, the much we can go for now is what we are doing now. Very well, we have highlighted the 5 points that we're going to be looking at in terms of eradicating CDA. Those 5 key areas, institutions of government, ranging from the traditional, the PPP, the government, the community itself, and the private developers. These are the 5 gray areas we are going to be looking into so that we can all jointly eradicate CDA, because CDA is killing and causing majority of unemployment in our state. Once again, remember, I am not yours noble right activist, Comrade Aigbogu Emmanuel. So do join us for the rest of the group. It's youngest landlord, opening youngest landlord, hotels and suites. So for me, it's sign out for now. But for the rest of the group, remember, we always keep you tuned. Do remember to stay tuned, and if you've not shared today's broadcast, please place your hand on the share button. If you've not shared today's broadcast, place your hand on the share button. Remember to like, and if you have a complaint, if you know say you get complaint for your land where you buy before, where the person swindle you, please report. We are compiling a list that we want to say, if you want to stop CDA, let us stop these ones. So if you know you are somebody who wants to develop and who they've collected your land, you know, you bring it and let us ask questions, why are they not resolving these issues? Particularly those of you that have been going to PPP for years, that are going to PPP, they will give you dates, going to give you dates. Please inform us. Thank you very much. We are no other person than your noble right activist, Comrade Aigbogu Emmanuel. Please remember to join me, thank my brother, congratulate my brother also, no other person, the youngest landlord, for creating job and also for creating infrastructure and employment and livelihood in Edo State. Do not forget, I remain your noble right activist, Comrade Aigbogu Emmanuel. Sign out for now. You can see people are coming. It's just a cool evening. Here will be locked down today. You know, the sun is still scorching a little bit. Even my cameraman said, tell me, say, bros, sun too much today. I said, okay, don't worry, I do my work, let me Sunday. So today, so you can see people are still coming in, and before the end of today, we would have so much to talk about. So do not forget, I remain your noble right activist, Comrade Aigbogu Emmanuel. The rest of the group will be reported to you. Bye for now.